Hi guys, good morning, good evening everyone. So welcome back to my channel. So today we are just going to look into your gap assessment, right? So in our last video, we would have seen what exactly is a gap assessment and why do we need it, what are the advantages of the gap assessment, and what are we exactly going to do on the gap assessment. So in the next upcoming two videos, we will be seeing what are all the different PowerShell modules that we will generally use to do a gap assessment and what are all the outputs that we will be getting out of it, right? The first module that we are going to look into is going to be called as ORCA, which is Office 365 Recommended Configuration Analyzer. So what this ORCA generally does is like it actually looks into your complete Exchange online management module, and it helps us to check the health index of your email settings and configurations, and safe link configurations, safe attachment configurations, anti-phishing policies, anti-spoof policies, and everything, right? And also from the official Microsoft documentation, this ORCA is mainly used for Exchange online analysis. So this helps us to find advanced threat protection settings also, right? So it is mainly used to validate the anti-spam, anti-malware settings against the Microsoft ORCA module. And this is an official PowerShell module, so you don't need to worry about, right? What you need to do is like you just need to install this Exchange management online module, and then you need to run this particular module from PowerShell store, and then you have to run this command which automatically runs. You just need to have a global reader permissions in your Active Directory, and if that's the case, then automatically you can start and then you can run it, right? So this is about ORCA, and let's see how to run it, right? So I'm actually opening PowerShell in an administrative mode. So once this is done, I'm just going to first run this particular command, which is install module Exchange online management. So make sure you're actually opening PowerShell in an administrative mode, and you should have necessary permissions, global reader permissions or an Exchange admin permissions, right? Once after you install this, I'm just giving A, which means yes to all. Okay, it is done. It says like 3.5.1 version of Exchange Online Management is already installed. So I don't need to reinstall it. The next thing what I'm going to do is like I'm going to import this module and always run. Okay, this is done. Now I'm going to connect to my Exchange Online. So this command will help me to connect to my Exchange Online, and it should actually have the required permissions to do it. So what it happens is like it will automatically open the window to connect to your particular screen, and once after you finish all your MFAs, then the module automatically gets connected, and it will say the things have been done. Okay, okay, so it says this particular script is not digitally signed, you cannot run the script on the current system. So what we have to do for this particular thing is like we have to change the way of executioning of this particular policy. So you here, if you see, it says unauthorized access exceptions because it is not, this particular script is not digitally signed. So we have to change the way of executing. So set execution policy hyphen execution policy, all signed or bypass or default. So I'm just saying unrestricted. Yes. So I've just made the execution policy as unrestricted, thereby it will not allow any of the scripts to see this particular error. If you see this now, after making the execution policy as unrestricted, I am not getting this particular error. So now it got connected automatically. One final command to run is install module OCRA. So this particular things will automatically go to the PowerShell store, and it will help me to install that particular module that is needed for our Office 365 recommended configuration analyzer. If you see on the top, the module has got installed, and now okay, it's done. The final command to get the report is get ORCA report. Once if you run it, what happens is like the report will automatically get generated, and you will be able to see a HTML file downloaded once after the report got completed. And this report will have lots of details that is needed for your gap assessment, right? So if you see, it is trying to perform the particular things, and anti-spam policy is being done, preset policies, protection alerts, anti-spam, so anti-phishing policies, and all the Defender 365 policies, SPF records, transport rules, zero hour auto purge, and everything. So once after the things are done, you'll be able to see this particular HTML file generated, which is your recommended configuration analysis. You can see the informational as 3, recommendation as 22, and OK settings as 41. And this is all the summary of reports that you will be able to get with all the settings that it has been monitored, and detailed settings are given over here. What is this particular policy? What is the quarantine period? Whether it's recommended or not recommended, and each and every details of this particular things are getting generated, and it can be helpful for our organizations when you try to do a gap assessment, right? And this is how you generally do a gap assessment report. So let me know once after you run this particular report, and if you guys face any issues or anything in the future, please do let me know, right? Thank you.